So right now, Pat, we've got the Democrats. Obviously, they're in the position to make huge gains in the midterms, huge gains in the 2028 election. Everything is going perfect for the Democrats. There's not a single article out there that says that, oh, they don't know what they're doing. You don't have thousands of voters out there saying, Democrats, get off your asses and do something right. No, things are going from bad to worse for the Democratic Party right now because, again, we do have the Democratic senators are reporting thousands of phone calls per week of people mad they're not doing enough. And now a new report has come out that says, guess what? Not only are you not doing enough, your money has dried up. Trump has raised $500 million this year. Yeah. And the Democrats are seeing a mass exodus of their donors, including the small dollar donors. That doesn't bode well for anything in the future with this party.
Yeah, they're like a deer in headlights right now.
Yeah.
Okay. They've got Carville is out. He's their new talking head, right? He's the guy they're putting out front again.
Old is new again.
Old is new again. He's the guy that Harris is going to win by a landslide. You remember that? Harris is going to be a sweep. Republicans are going to be embarrassed. The other thing is, there's nothing wrong with Biden. He's just fine. He's healthy. Carville, right? Carville now, it's going to be over for Trump in 30 days.
Yeah.
Everything's going to fall apart.
I'm keeping track.
I started counting too.
I would love it, but it ain't going to happen.
But here's the heart of what I'm saying here. You got a system that can't let go. It's like somebody that has this infatuation with a person, and you can't let that person go. She's somebody I've always loved. Ever since I was a teenager. You can't let it go. That's how they are. They're like that with Carville, Begala. They're like that with Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Schumer, Pelosi. They can't let go, and they don't understand in their inability to let go. It's pulling them down to the bottom of the river. They just keep going with the same old. And the demographics. They know what the demographic change is, and they seem to ignore it. What do you think?
Yeah, and look, to add on to that, too, about the party that's not going to let go, this is the same group who, when you take these straw polls, the number one choice for the next person to run for president, and has been for several years, is always Michelle Obama. Yes. A person who has expressed no interest in ever running for...
I don't want to run.
Right, and they're like, no, but we need you. We need to hold on to those glory years that we had in the first 4 years of the Obama administration. But they're refusing to move forward, and that is what the donors are saying. I have to read this quote from one donor because it's so amazing. I'll be blunt here. The Democratic Party is fucking terrible, plain and simple. In fact, it doesn't get much worse. They want us to spend money, and for what? For no message, no organization, no forward thinking.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you my...
And that's a longtime big dollar Democratic donor.
Oh, absolutely. All of these folks leave, and it's the small donors too. They're saying,
yeah,
it's like I don't know who it was the other day. Was it might have been Bill Maher? Yeah, guys, you want to make trans your big issue where you're going to trans a child without parents' permission? Is that one of your big talking points? If you do that, you're going to keep losing. Okay, whether that's true or not is irrelevant to me. But what is true is their inability to listen to critics. The criticism of you're an arrogant, elitist, know-it-all bunch of Washington blue bloods who have no connection to the American public. I love when you do your program and you talk about the fact, when we talk on this show, you talk about, look, they ain't ever left Washington, D.C. They've never eaten at a cafe in Alabama or Mississippi or Georgia. All they do is scratch their head and say, by God, these people are stupid. What's wrong with them? They're stupid. They're uneducated. They don't have the same Harvard, Yale education I've got. You can't run a political party with that kind of arrogant, elitist attitude. And that is the heart of the problem. If I were to distill everything I've read since they got trounced in the election, and I say, what's up? Arrogance, elitism, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you, I have a better education, I have a better moral compass, I'm better in general. And you're in Alabama and Mississippi, dummy, right?
Right. I mean, when these lawmakers, they'll go to lunch in D.C. at Old Ebbitt's Grill, which, it's great food there.
Good food.
But they're sitting there, they're here at the table next to me. These people hate Trump. Well, the people over here hate Trump. Obviously, everybody hates Trump and I don't have to do anything additional because this is my old Ebbett bubble and everything is wonderful. I'm always right. And like you said, like we've talked about a million times, they don't come to places like where we are anymore. There was, I don't even remember a time when they did, but you know who does come here? All the Republicans. Junior was here just a week or so before the election. Trump came here multiple times.
Eating at the restaurants, going to cafes, talking to people over a cup of coffee.
And this was a time when, during this election cycle, we saw fewer Trump signs, fewer Republican signs in this area than ever before. Not that it may have been up for the taking, but there were inroads that could have been made in these areas with working class voters if the Democrats put the effort in. The only one who's doing it, as we've said a dozen times since Trump got inaugurated, is Bernie Sanders out there doing his Midwest tour, talking to people who can't vote for him, which is important. It's not just your state. It's not just your constituents. Go talk to people that can't benefit you in any way.
You know what makes me crazy? So many things, and I'm probably already there. But, you know, I say this all the time, and I don't mean this. This is a true compliment, because I really believe this. I believe you're the best progressive talker in the business. And as a progressive talker, you do what you're supposed to do. You're saying, look, Dems, I love being a progressive, but pay attention. I look at the other side of it. What's this Midas muffler? Or what is the Midas?
Midas touch. I do like that. I like them a lot.
Great. I'm glad you like them. But when I listen to it, all I hear is it's a propaganda for the Democratic Party. It's all the same talking points. You can read the headlines, and yeah, we agree with that New York Times headlines. I agree with the LA headlines. You can't change anything like that. All you can do is enforce this belief that people already have. They're already listening to you. You can enforce that, but you can't say, hey, wait a second, think about something else. That's the difference, I think. And I think it's a fundamental difference.
And I do. Look, I really like what the Midas Touch folks do. They're great guys. They've built an enormous organization. They actually just surpassed Joe Rogan as the #1 podcast in the country. I'll tell you what I don't like.
But who's listening to him?
Well,
it's the same group of folks listening to him, listen to that all the time, and all they're doing is being reinforced what they already believe.
Well, I'll tell you actually along those lines, I think just from what I see, I'm not going to say it's the Midas Touch folks, but what I see is I see a lot of people on social media, and you know, for years now, and they are the Democrats can do no wrong, Republicans can do no right, and obviously we're so much better and smarter, kind of like you're saying. And it's these people that are so really delusional, making these big, bold predictions that Texas is turning blue, Ted Cruz is going to lose his seat. Florida. I've had people actually do videos when I mentioned that, hey, Florida is a red state. Stop trying to pretend that it's not and then deal with the problem. I've had people actually take my videos and do counter videos showing that, well, if you look at all this, if these things hadn't happened, they said, it'd have been blue.
It's suspension.
It's like, yeah, if it didn't go the way it went, it would be different. Shocking.
It's childlike suspension of disbelief.
Yes.
It's like a 6-year-old. That's what a 6-year-old does. I'm going to hide my eyes and the monster's going to go away. I'm going to get in the closet and hide myself and the monster's going to go away. It is suspension of disbelief.
You have to acknowledge that the party has problems, because they do. Acknowledge what the solutions to those problems are, and then force these people to do those things just like what Bernie Sanders is doing. And I feel like there are a lot of people on the left, most of them on social media, that refuse to acknowledge any of that, and that's what's holding it back.